town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Check your body. You can see another. Let's not sleep together. You can see another. Let's not sleep together. Check your body. Check your body. Living in the same routine, like the seasons I'm on repeat. It's a long way down. Trying not to follow suit. Don't like the color, I'll change the shade of it. I'm not afraid of it. I know I
And there we are. I haven't unmuted you, so wait a moment. There we go.
This is episode number 2 of the 409 podcast.
Yep. Oh, God. Catherine is... Nothing embarrassing. It's fine.
That's perfect. That was on the stream.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Perfect.
Bye, Dad.
I really hope the audio level's alright. Can someone check that, please?
Double checking.
Someone always check the audio levels for me because I need them.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, good. Go.
Yes, so this is, as I've said now for the third time, don't know if all 3 of them have come across so far.
No.
But this is episode 2 of the 409 podcast. Conflict has already begun.
Yep.
And it's conflict between Catherine and her dad.
Yes.
Mm.
It's familial more than anything else. And with us this week, we have myself, Anthony. Anyone else want to introduce himself, or am I doing it all?
Yeah, you're the host.
do
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay, just above me here on the screen, we of course have Stewart.
Hello.
Off to the top right is Chris. Nope, Chris doesn't want to say anything. Oh, okay. And to my right-hand side, in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Catherine.
Hello.
And this is going to be an interesting one. Last week, we had the first one. We had a lot of technical problems, and even just about 3 minutes ago, we had some
Major
problems.
technical problems.
So
Yeah, I love the Discord.
Chris,
we'll
I have a
see.
reel on my screen.
Ultimately, this sort of stuff's going to happen. We're not a completely professional outfit yet.
Well, speak for yourself.
It's also live, so
Yeah.
it's quite difficult to nail live stuff.
So since we're talking about live, we are just going to jump straight into talk about next week, which is a very interesting thing to discuss. So basically, Stuart is normally the person who streams the podcast for us.
Yep.
So everything goes to him. He takes on all the stuff. He gets everything set up and he streams it out. But he will be away.
Correct.
On top of that, I am also in a bit of a hectic week.
Oh, what happened? Sorry.
So it's just Catherine's and carry on.
Catherine, come on.
So we're not quite sure what we're going to do with the podcast. We're going to sit down and talk about it tonight once the podcast is finished. But there's the possibility that it will be a pre-recorded podcast and we'll just stream it live from anywhere. We're not quite sure what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll see what happens.
The thing is, whilst I am away, I will be in Iceland, which means basically the internet is spotty at best. I'm not entirely sure what the mobile coverage is like up there. I'm checking now, actually. I will be with my dad, and it will most likely be done via a very minimal vlog, if anything. Vodafone are actually a major cell carrier in Iceland.
So you might be lucky.
They actually are mostly covered by 3G and 2G. So the best I can get is 4G. The lowest I can get is 2G.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dead zones.
No
There's-
OGs, no?
Huh?
No OGs?
No, there's no, and there's absolutely no. There is a ton of dead spots. So
Sounds like my country.
and Vodafone is mostly along the coasts. So put it this way: unless I'm on a coast road, I won't have internet, unless there's Wi-Fi, which is very unlikely. So yeah.
So yeah, there's the possibility of a number of
Oh, someone in the chat as well. Hello, yes, asking about RTUK. Sorry, Anthony. Someone just went RTUK ?
Yeah, probably gonna need a bit more than just RTUK.
I'm presuming he's referencing the fact that we've done a fair bit with the community YouTube.
Potentially, yeah. So for anyone who didn't watch last week's
backstory time.
podcast,
It's our origin story.
yeah, basically. So personally,
Shot in the face by a radioactive
This
Deadpool.
can
What?
fill me in because I didn't realise there was one last week.
okay.
Who even are you people?
In my personal opinion, I wasn't able to give enough time. Oh, I've just paused the stream there. I wasn't able to give enough time to the channel itself. So personally, I'm trying to step away to do our own thing.
That is
And I
the best
imagine
typo,
you guys
Simon
would
Lloyd.
say the same thing.
That is a great typo, by the way. Misspelling popped as pooped. Someone posted it in a chat I'm in, so I pooped in. Lol.
I should put
that-
it on our podcast.
That'll most likely have been me.
Poor Chris.
Yeah, basically the guy who posted it out on a chat, or Chris will have, go over there. And actually, that's a good thing about this podcast, because we're on 4, I can just point that way for Chris, that way for Anthony, and that way for Catherine. It's really cool. You can actually
Sounds
point in the
nice.
direction of the person.
Until we had a bit and
Yeah.
first banner in the world.
Anthony.
Chris.
That should work. I'm just going to wait to see that on the stream. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm watching the stream, which is a little bit delayed by about 7 seconds or so. So, yeah, I don't quite see things as they're going.
Yeah.
yeah. So, like I was saying,
Catherine, watch out. I'm going to pour some water on your head.
What?
Pour some water on your head, Catherine.
There is no.
And then he pours water all over his keyboard. Anyway, Anthony, carry on.
Do you know what? I've already
I'll
got
put my coat on your head, Alan.
You're below me.
Yes,
Anthony.
I will throw it upwards.
Go ahead, Anthony.
right for a start. I've already got a title for this podcast, and that is in no way professional.
Yep, changing it now.
When have we ever been professional?
Right, in no way professional is now our slogan.
So, firstly, like I was saying, personally, I couldn't devote enough time to do it justice, do the whole community thing any justice at all. I
Just some
imagine
of the Reapers.
everybody else would agree. So we've stepped away a wee bit. We're doing our own thing, and
For now.
hopefully it will look back in at some point. But until then, you'll be able to find us here on the 409'd Twitch channel. We also will be. Do we have an overlay for it?
On what?
The where to find us. That's
Oh,
a no.
In no way professional, Anthony. You shouldn't ask that question. You know the answer.
Yeah, so here on 409 apostrophe D for YouTube, isn't it?
Quick heads up. Thank you for the follow, Siren Lloyd. We don't yet have notifications for follows, so I have to manually check. The reason we don't is because the podcast is immediately put out to YouTube afterwards, and therefore, if we have people follow during that, we obviously don't want it coming up in the podcast. So, it's a
Yeah,
thing we'll
we're
look
mentioning
into.
it all here.
Well, I'd rather people know why we're not calling them out on follows than just leave it. Believe me, that's a shaky boat I've been in before.
But yeah, so that's ultimately what happened there. We'll hopefully still get back to doing stuff with other members in the community. There's still the possibility of doing a couple of projects that were in the works before we left.
Yeah.
And
just heads up, we still haven't shut the channel. It is still a channel on YouTube. If anyone, and this was put out at RTX as well, as far as I know, there are people looking to make community channels. And yeah, we're just saying it's still a thing. If we got enough interest in it, pretty sure we'd probably do it. Just the problem was there wasn't enough content and not enough time.
Are we going to use our the community Minecraft server and the Let's Plays for kind of doing put those videos up on that channel since it's community based?
Probably.
most likely, yeah. I don't
Yes.
see any reason why not.
Anything community based will go there.
People on our Minecraft server to make the videos for us and we just film them.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
In Catherine, we've got to build shopping lists, and will.
Yep.
And we've got many ideas, which are mostly just stolen ideas, but we're counting them as our own.
Right, so that's basically explaining what the podcast is and what we're doing with it and what's going on next week, which we really didn't explain, by the way, because Anthony won't be here. I won't be here because I'll be in Iceland.
So
Anthony's
And
basically,
doing
I
some
am
really
now
cool
announcing
stuff.
the next week,
Next
taking
league.
the lead will be Catherine.
Wait, what?
So
No, I'm going to be ill that week.
ultimately, we just don't know what we're going to do
Always
next week. So
Yeah, that's true.
what we'll look at doing most likely is setting up something pre-recorded,
Yeah.
and we'll just roll it live at the usual time, 11 o'clock on Thursday, and we'll put it live on YouTube on the Monday, just like usual.
Yeah.
But anyway, since we're also talking about next week, Stuart and I have spent most of today actually recording some stuff for
First time hearing about it.
for a brand new show.
I mean, Catherine, you were 99% napping for this entire day, so I
Well,
mean,
no one said they were doing anything. I was awake at 6 a.m. this morning. The reason
was
that I'm
awake
not
at-
fully understanding.
and I was awake at 2 p.m.
Hmm.
I
When
finished
you were
work by 2
probably
PM
not.
today.
So, when I started doing YouTube years ago, one of the shows series sort of thing that I done was playing free to play games and doing kind of like a review of free to play games.
I used to do that on my channel.
Stuart and I sat down and we recorded a couple of different games available on Steam, and at least one of those will be coming out next week. We're not quite sure which one we're going to go for yet.
Because obviously we have to edit that,
Mm-hmm.
albeit even if it's just a few cuts here and there, because realistically we only had about half an hour of footage. But that's the thing. It was the first impressions of a free-to-play game that we can just find in 5 seconds, and Anthony can actually download in half an hour. That's an achievement.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's a very big
So it was
achievement.
like a megabyte and a half then?
About 2.9 gig, actually.
Yeah, no, one of them was almost 3 gig. I was quite happy with
So I'll put it this way. How we did it was we played a game, Anthony downloaded the next game whilst we were playing the other game for half an hour. So basically, we rolled off of one onto a newly installed game, and then onto a newly installed.
which I have not done in a long time, and I loved.
Oh, I've just messaged another community member, hopefully pitching an idea to a show for him for the starts up.
Nice.
So yeah, on top of that,
What did you do,
one of
Chris?
the other things that we talked about last week was how I had been watching two guys who are over in America doing a randomized Nuzlocke versus in the Pokemon games, and Dan and I will be sitting down and hopefully recording the first episode of that at some point early next week, and we'll hopefully have the first episode of the series available during next week at some point. Really looking forward to it. We done a little tester episode yesterday to see how it would flow, and it went quite well. Outside of that, there's not too much already on the docket for next week. We'll probably sit down and have a little chat once we're done with the podcast here tonight,
Yeah.
just to plan out some stuff over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's mostly done
And-
a few days in advance. In all honesty, that's probably the best way to do it. Working out what we're going to do 2 days in advance, because then it at least gives us a bit of heads up. It doesn't require a huge amount of planning and just death by overplan. So,
But yeah, so outside of that, the only other thing that I would say is the stuff that we're going to do is basically stuff that people are going to watch. So if anyone has any recommendations on things to get, whether it is actually physically going out to buy games, or if there is stuff that we can do within a game that you think would be cool to see, go ahead and make sure to leave some sort of comment somewhere so we can see it. I will be watching the chat for the rest of the podcast, so if anyone's got anything in there, just make sure to pop it in the chat, and we'll make sure we get to it at some point. Please ignore all the different fruits at the start.
that's
Hey,
Catherine.
there is nothing wrong with fruit.
And that's why gay pride exists.
But yeah, so
Terrible joke.
What?
No.
You know, being a fruit.
Oh my god.
we've talked a little bit about the stuff that we're doing next week, but something else that's next week
Yeah.
is a movie that's coming out.
Oh, I'm very excited for this movie.
So the standalone, the second standalone movie in the Star Wars universe. So
I followed the wrong movie.
next week.
You were thinking of
I'm not
Deadpool, weren't
I'm
you?
excited for this movie.
You were thinking of Deadpool, weren't you?
You were
Yeah,
thinking of
I
Deadpool.
was thinking
I
of that.
forgot about Deadpool until I was just hanging out in Antrim the other day, and someone's like, "Yeah, Deadpool's out tonight." And I'm like, "Female friend, we have to go." We didn't go.
Female acquaintance.
She got sick.
I wonder why.
Female acquaintance,
That
you are
right
coming with
around
me.
me.
Yeah, that's that sort of thing. It's just like, or in Ryan Reynolds' voice, it would sound even better.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything in Ryan Reynolds' voice sounds awesome.
So, since Deadpool get brought up, we'll talk about Deadpool first. Then,
Okay.
Yeah, will
who
you push it out?
who's excited?
My love, put it up. I am. I literally just watched the trailer.
Having
watch
not
trailers
even
anymore.
seen the first one,
Yeah, I saw the first one.
I have no idea.
See, so about just before Star Wars Force Awakens came out, I did this thing where I just give up watching trailers or anything to do with movies now. So I'm sitting in the cinema watching Avengers Infinity War, which is after it came out, and the Deadpool trailer come on. So I close my eyes, I look down, cover my ears. Then about 10 seconds in, my friend taps me on the shoulder to look up. I look up, and it's just Deadpool playing with a toy of himself and Cable. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And then I seen one, I was waiting on my girlfriend going to work the other day, and it was the one of Deadpool taking over the Manchester United Old Trafford Stadium.
Oh god.
And I was like, these are the best trailers ever. Because they get you so excited for the movie and they show off the comedy, but they don't give away anything, which is perfect in my eyes.
And then of course you got the Deadpool David Beckham.
Haven't seen that.
Watch it, it's good.
Oh, speaking of microphones, which we weren't, Rode into USB is £25 off.
Oh. Everyone immediately goes to Amazon.
And you've just got new microphones.
So what?
So, no, I'm wrong, £30 off.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no,
I know.
It's always £30 off
People
at
ask
Amazon.
it.
Yeah, no. So I didn't see the first one. The only thing I really know about Deadpool is what we've seen in the X-Men movie.
That
So,
that's
You
completely
need to watch Deadpool, Anthony.
So
Go
I-
download the
I-
Blockbuster and rent the VHS of Deadpool.
Wait,
Go home, rewind it, and watch
what
it.
century are you living in, Chris?
Blockbuster, God.
oh wow.
Living in the 21st
Anthony.
century. Where are you, Catherine?
Anthony, I'm giving you a heads up now. Blue microphones, Yeti, USB, Watch Dogs 2, PC bundle, 85 quid. It's back on sale.
I want the Far Cry bundle, but they don't do
Anthony's face is just, oh God, what have you done? It is. I can see him down
it.
there.
Anthony, you should totally watch Deadpool. It is such.
Oh,
Well-
God.
Bye, Anthony.
Camera's gone. I have a piece of meat stuck in my teeth and I really want to get it out, but on camera.
Tasty snack for later.
Where's Anthony?
Hit it with a hammer.
Anthony is currently spinning.
There he is.
Disappointed in you.
I'm letting you
If
know,
I have a
Anthony.
hammer, I doubt
Sometimes
the hammer within reach. That's annoying.
it's just better not knowing sometimes.
Yeah, well, you said that you would
I
be
can hit him
interested
with
when it
this.
came back in stock, so.
Can I hit him with this?
So, I've got the microphone in my cart. For some reason, all the recommended items is Maltesers chocolate box, Galaxy milk chocolate, Milky Way stars, Cadbury twirls, from a microphone. Why is that
Well-
recommended on a microphone?
All of mine are going to be pop figures, which is why I'm not going to open Amazon.
It'll be
Yeah,
interesting to
sorry.
look to see what mine is, because mine is all over the place usually.
Actually,
Wow.
screwed out. I'm opening it.
No, funnily enough, mine's is all microphones just now. Well, and an Elgato.
Let's see.
I would love to get the Elgato Pro, but I don't have any space on my motherboard.
The Elgato Pro. God, I've got one
Yeah.
of them. I think Anthony's got one of them, hasn't he?
I've got an HD60 Pro, yeah.
Yeah, same.
And unfortunately, I don't ever use it though because I'm playing PC almost all the time.
Yeah, same.
That's just how it
Like
works.
I was doing all my wiring again today, and like doing all my Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. I'm like, I haven't turned these on in months.
Mine are actually sitting like right here, just off camera. I need to plug them in again at some point.
I just got this nice 4K TV though, so I'm thinking about getting an Xbox One X just to be able to play Tomb Raider in 4K.
Nothing wrong with that.
You're not gonna get on my PC and play it 4K.
Yeah, but then you got to put a PC through a TV, and that's a terrible
Yeah.
idea. And I'd hate you forever if you did that.
I do that.
So you already hate me then.
Just gonna disconnect this table then.
The reason I should probably explain why my webcam is kind of really high up. It's because I'm using a massive TV.
Also, because you're small.
Oh yeah, I'm also very small.
She was trying to avoid that, Chris. God damn
No,
it.
Catherine, you're small. You're never avoiding it.
Fine, next time I will use a really, really tiny monitor.
It's okay. You can sit on Anthony's shoulders, RTX, to watch the panels.
I would actually love to see that, not even kidding.
No,
Just
if
and-
Anthony would drunk on whiskey, he would fall over and Catherine would die.
Well, plus also the fact
Yeah,
that...
the fall from that height would probably
Plus-
happen.
And then I would go take Catherine's computer.
I mean, then of course you've also got the
We'd
fact
have
that
to find my
Catherine's...
house first.
Then of course you got the fact that Catherine sat on Anthony's shoulders wouldn't be that much taller, so...
No, it would make no difference. If I was standing on his shoulders, it would make a bit of difference.
Anthony...
My legs are the right length.
Look at Anthony.
The top part of me isn't.
He's just trying so hard.
I'm always the diplomatic one, aren't I?
Get a hammer.
Oh, hotel room. Where are you staying, Simon Lloyd? Oh, is that for RTX?
I imagine it probably is. So, will we talk about RTX? Did we talk
Or
about
are
it?
you going to the Southampton meetup this weekend?
I feel like just Southampton meet up every weekend.
Well, it's meant to be the last weekend of the month, but next weekend is also
Oh,
Comic Con.
RTX, cool. But what were you saying about
we
talking about
moving
RTX?
forward.
Did we talk about RTX last week?
Oh, he's having a royal wedding viewing party, yeah?
What wedding?
The royal
So
wedding.
no, what? No, what wedding? Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
I say we kill Stewart.
Right, RTX. We didn't
Thank
talk
you.
about it, Anthony. So let's talk about RTX.
We didn't talk. Oh wow, what have you? Oh,
Sure,
Oh no!
sure.
Best part is
Yeah.
I didn't open those, so now I'm slightly worried.
Yeah, I had a problem where the thing kept trying to open.
Okay,
When it
anyway,
was
we
done in
spoke about
school.
RTX, but since there's people in here who are going to RTX, I think it's worth
Yes,
Yes.
One
speaking
night.
about it anyway.
possibly.
So, we're all going to be there, the four of us.
Yeah, about
Wait.
that.
Okay, we're not all going to be there
Uh,
because Chris has not been able to get the time off.
Currently can't get the Thursday and the Friday off.
Why?
I'm changing jobs, and that's just a nightmare.
Well, and they're not
Well, I'll
letting you
get it
take
sorted.
Thursday, Friday.
I'll get it sorted.
But you will be there on the weekend.
Oh, yeah, even if I have to just call in sick, I'll be there.
Just call in sick for the Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, you probably don't put that on the
If
internet.
you're watching this, Chris's employer, he's not actually going to do that. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I will fly
that's
to
over
you
with.
wherever the hell you live, whack you over the back of the head, stick you in a suitcase, fly you back to England, and then you can just say you're kidnapped.
Okay,
I
so
could do it-
basically,
this is my contract right here. I could just tear it up.
right. So basically, if Chris is not at work on those days, it's Catherine's fault.
I can agree with that.
There you
I'll
go.
be in the hospital with a broken face.
Yep. This time will be my first time heading the RTX. Is that Siren Lloyd? Yeah, I think you missed out first. Ironically, considering.
Most likely, yeah. So,
I mean, it's
Lo-
awesome.
London had their first con last year, and it was great.
Amazing.
It could have been better.
I think everyone enjoyed themselves.
It can always be better. But as conventions go, it went
Pretty
pretty
darn well.
smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fairly.
I don't think
Large.
anyone died on the way there.
Nah.
That was positive.
Catherine, come on.
What?
We're not going to talk about how crap it was. We're going to talk about how good it was and how awesome it's going to be for
Yes.
Siren Lloyd.
Catherine,
Of course
was
it
that
did.
completely
Nobody
coincidental?
died on the way there. That I know of.
Is that coincidental, or are you actually referring to what happened at RTX Austin?
That's why.
And that's why I was trying to reference.
What happened
Yeah.
at RTX Austin?
Don't. Like 3 fans actually died on the way to RTX Austin.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So
Well,
that's not
that,
talk-
that,
especially
a
the
few years
joking
ago.
manner you're talking about it.
I'm not joking about anything. It's,
Oh, Kyron
Deadly
Vickers was there, by the
serious.
way.
huh?
Anyway,
anyway, so we will all be there, and
I'll be signing
there
autographs, of
is
course.
the plan to
don't ask
do-
Chris about the autographs.
Don't worry, I won't let him out my
no.
suitcase.
So I've got these here. I'm just gonna
Oh
sign them.
no.
We'll kill his
I
camera. Kill his
did, but I-
camera.
Wait, Catherine, how do you know my?
Hey!
Right.
Just replace it with a very badly drawn version of him.
We could put his pic. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, Chris is back. Anyway, Anthony, carry on.
Yeah, so we will all be there. We will be doing all the stuff that we would normally be doing each week. So we're actually going to be recording videos, and we're going to be hopefully doing live streams in the evenings of the RTX convention. So the Friday, the Saturday, and the podcast will actually be streamed live on the Sunday, assuming all goes well. We've been working on the tech side of things for the last couple of weeks, making sure we've got everything.
More like a couple of months.
And none of that will mean anything because we will be
Yeah,
somewhere
this is-
we've never filmed before.
This is always something I'll put as well. All the planning in the world is well and good until you get to the place you're going to film, in which case it all goes out the window and you have to start again.
We should do a mini test recording on Thursday.
We don't have a space big enough to test it, so there's no way to do that.
No,
But if I
as
actually
in,
do it
as in
on
physically
Sunday,
getting there on the Thursday and
Yeah.
you test it
Yeah.
on the Thursday. But yeah, so the plan is if we can stream the stuff, we'll stream stuff. If not, we'll be recording stuff. And we will obviously be there over the 3 days. So anyone who wants to, make sure you're saying hi. I personally, I'll probably be vlogging the event. And I imagine some others will as well.
I
So
will probably
keep an
be
eye out for
hiding in a
those.
corner somewhere.
I'm ready.
I enjoyed that. That was very satisfying, that little twang there.
Could you stop summoning the Reapers, please?
Yeah, so that will be RTX. I will also be at Austin, but I'm not going to bring that up again. So, what have we all been doing over the last
Working.
couple of weeks?
Working.
Avoiding
Yeah,
doing my
yeah,
assignment.
I'm gonna predict everyone's answers.
I mean, definitely not
Working.
avoiding it.
working, sleeping.
Well,
I
funnily enough,
pointed the wrong way.
I'm-
Working, sleeping.
Oh.
I've actually
I've not been asleep the entire time.
Just 98% of it.
Ah,
I actually did some archiving on Wednesday.
I know who Siren Lord is now. Or Siren Lloyd, yeah.
But yeah, so no, we hopefully
Writing.
over the next couple of weeks we'll be getting back on the swing of recording more footage.
Mm.
I've got a couple of good ideas. We've got a couple of
Like
things
State
we're
of the
planning on
K2
doing.
comes out soon.
Which
State
is
of
included
Decay
on
2
Game
comes
Pass.
out next week on the.
Or tomorrow if you got the pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition.
So yeah, there's loads of different things that.
So I would definitely be playing that. I never played the first.
Anthony is the absolute goddamn master of just pushing through interruptions. It's just.
Yeah, but I don't know how. He's constantly talking. I can't find a time when nobody is talking for me
That's
to
why you
say
raise your
something.
hand.
I
Anthony,
am
you just
not
got
back at school.
flame.
Mr. Anthony, may I speak, please?
When you're not at school.
Ugh.
It's like,
Hand up.
whenever I put my hand, no one ever sees me because I'm so damn small. I should just go like that.
Waiting to text.
Hang on, the
Waiting.
stream's gonna go weird.
Yeah.
Still waiting, Anthony.
So this
Okay,
is
go
why I
for it.
don't put my hand up.
Go for it, Chris. What do you want to say?
Okay, Catherine, shut up.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, State of Decay 2 coming out is great. I remember playing the original. It was great. I imagine you guys played it as well at some point.
Nope.
No,
I
but
did the
since
demo
it
and I
comes
got
with the Ultimate Edition, I will be playing it.
It is on Game Pass.
I don't have that.
So since I have Game Pass, I will be able to play it for free.
But you had to subscribe to Game
For
Pass.
£7.
Yeah, but I don't play that many games in a month. To be honest, I'm lucky if I even play one a month. Most of my time is taken up with World of Warcraft.
Yeah, we'll need to
might be
change that at some
addictive.
point.
Yeah.
We need to get you playing real games again.
Hey, it is a real game.
So something I am really looking forward to, and I've been talking to Kashi, Aaron, and hopefully Kev about this, is VR content.
Mm-hmm.
What mixed reality
Because-
style stuff?
No, just
You-
playing the first
well,
like I've been playing a ton of Beat Saber in the past 2 days. It's probably one of the best games I've ever played, not just VR. That's awesome.
Now, VR is obviously one of those things that's difficult to do just because there's an extra hardware requirement. So the fact that, you know, Chris, you have the headset, and there is other people that we can work with who do,
Mhm.
it's an extra bonus, and it's something that we should definitely be looking into. So keep an eye out, guys, because there will be some sort of VR content coming. Probably not in the near future, but in the future.
So, what games have people been playing lately?
Beat Saber. It's awesome. I'm on Minecraft building.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Other
Other than World of Warcraft, sorry. Other than World of Warcraft, I've been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm still only like 37% completion. I've done so much.
That's actually not too bad because that game's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
I've not
Even
played it
though
in a
it's
while
on
and I'm
Pokemon Go.
still quite bad.
I don't know how many of the provinces I've done all the story missions in,
Mhm.
but it's like 7, 8 at least, and I'm still not even halfway.
So I had a pretty good morning. I woke up before I even got ready for work. Oh, on my phone, caught a Zapdos and a Mew in Pokemon Go.
Lucky you.
Bow down, bitches.
No, because I hate Pokemon Go.
No, I will
Can I
say,
hit you with it?
we're doing the verses and in the
Oh, no
practice,
spoilers.
the
Oh,
practice game.
it's practice. Doesn't count.
I encountered both an Articuno and a Moltres in Gen 1.
Lucky.
I also did get a Master Ball at one point, but that was after I encountered those two, so I couldn't catch either of them. But yeah, no, Pokemon. Played a bit of that. Well, I say a bit. We played almost 2 hours of that yesterday, me and Dan.
That's barely anything. I
it's
can
not
spend quite a day on World of Warcraft.
We got to Cerulean quite quickly, and we both had like level 30 starters at that point as well. So we did put quite a wee bit of effort in over those 2 hours.
Who'd you get as your starter?
My starter was a Ghastly.
Oh, that's not good.
So no, Ghastly was good because
Oh, actually, yeah, because normal type against Ghastly.
yeah. The thing you have to remember is that ghosts and psychic types were extremely OP in the first
Yeah, I
generation.
forgot about that.
So I had Ghastly with psychic. So I was just killing everything left and right.
What did Dan have?
Dan's starter was a Nidoran, but
Poison's have not bad.
he very quick, like in the first couple of minutes, he found the Moonstone. So when it hit level 16 and evolved, he ended up having, I think it was a Nidoking. I think it was a Nidoran male that he had,
No.
and he ended up having a Nidoran King, a Nidoking before he even fought Brock. So, yeah. But no, it was a good test. We're going to re-randomize the ROM so that we don't have the same star choices, and so it's a bit more difficult for us. And we'll hopefully get that started either Sunday or Monday, and get the first episode up later in that week.
Awesome. Speaking of Pokemon, have you heard the Switch rumors for Pokemon?
I saw that you've had a video about whatever.
So the current rumors is the 2 new games, because nobody always follow like Ruby, Emerald, X, Y. Apparently the 2 new games will be Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And the rumors are that it'll be set 200 years in, is it Kanto or Johto, the first region?
Kanto.
It'll be set 200 years after the first game in Kanto.
So does that mean that the gym that's being built in Vermilion City might actually be finished by that old guy then?
We're on the road to Vermilion City.
No, that's Viridian City.
What's a Voltic?
Good job, Chris.
What's a Vulpix? The fire type Pokemon.
Yeah, the one that evolves into Ninetales.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's quite-
Ninetales I have heard of. Does it have 9 tails?
Yes.
Never
But it
actually
combines
counted.
into
No, it
one.
has 10.
Never thought about that. I did catch some
What is
Vulpixes
it?
yesterday when I was like playing Pokemon Go.
I've not thought that one yet.
Get a Vulpix, apparently.
No, Vulpix are quite beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty. Like little firefoxes. But
But
not
yes,
made by
so
myself.
looking forward to playing that. The plan is to do the first set of games, so red and blue, followed by gold and silver, and then was it ruby and sapphire?
Yep,
comes
that's Gen
next.
3.
I never played any Gen 3 stuff. Gold and silver was the last
Gen
that I
3 is my
played.
favourite.
So we're playing it as a versus as well. So for anyone who doesn't understand that aspect of it, it's basically a case of whoever gets to the champion battle and defeats the champion is the winner. We're still following the
race.
Nuzlocke rules, so if you die, then that's it. We're adding a couple of different changes in, so you'll be able to, if you lose everybody, you can revive one of them to basically start from where you are and keep going. But you can do that once.
Yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
So Emerald was the combination of the two, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
with Rayquaza. Yeah, I always called it Rayquaza as a kid. I
I
got told
still
off a
call it
lot by my
Rayquaza.
female friend about that.
But yes, so
Female friend is this?
One of many.
none.
What is none?
Outside of that, I've been stuck in Airport CEO again.
Oh dear.
I'm playing a lot of Tycoon games. A little bit of PUBG.
Oh
A bit more single player PUBG. We played a lot of interesting free to play games earlier as well. That I think what was it? Darwin Project was the 10.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, Darwin Project was really good, and that's something that
It was.
I can see myself playing a lot. And
Sorry,
next-
I just made a visual pun.
but outside of that, no, not
It
really much.
was Rusev Day.
I just held up an ace card.
What day is today?
Today
Rusev
is
Day.
Thursday.
No, today's Rusev Day.
It's always Rusev Day.
Today is the day before Off Topic.
But Stuart, how about yourself? In particular, you've been playing that we haven't talked about already?
Not really. I don't play a lot of single player games, so I wouldn't really.
No, outside of that, I've been jumping back. So I don't know if I talked about it on last week's podcast, but one of the games I'm looking forward to comes at the end of the year, and it's the Three Kingdoms Total War game.
Never heard of it.
So
I think I have heard of that.
it's like see the Dynasty Warrior series. It's that story, but in the Total War sort of gameplay. So turn-based strategy sort of thing. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. But I have been playing the RTS version from years ago. It's like 2004 or something. Three Kingdoms: Fate of the Dragon, and first of all, coming across a copy of that because it was before Steam and you can't get it on anything electronic, at least digitally. That is, as opposed to electronic. That was a stupid word to use. But I've been playing a bit of that, and it's bringing back a lot of childhood. Then it's things like Praetorians as well, all these RTS games, and I'm getting back in the mood with that.
Did you ever play an older RTS game called Cossacks?
I did play
Yes.
Cossacks.
Yes.
We
I
should have
that.
a game of that. I haven't played it in years. Catherine, have you got it too?
No, I
It's
don't
like-
think I have it.
It's
but
like
I've
£2 or
definitely
£3.
played
They
it.
got it on Steam.
Is
It's.
Maybe you do have it.
I don't
no.
remember how to play it, so we should have a game.
I vaguely remember how to play it. A friend of mine introduced me to it.
Yeah.
Long,
those
long
games.
time ago.
No, Cossacks was interesting. I was definitely more Age of Empires than anything else. A little bit of Empire Earth. But no, Cossacks was good.
Yeah, I loved it. I wouldn't play it properly. The game would start and I would just type money, 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 and
So
just
you would
get
cheat?
infinite money. Yeah, because I was 7 years old when I played it and I didn't understand RTSs.
You're weird.
Even when I bought it again on Steam, I still used cheats because I just enjoyed. I would like spend time building up this massive army and have like thousands of shooters and just go across the map wiping everything out.
No, it's not my Steam library.
It is £4 for a Cossacks game.
Cool.
Totally worth it.
Where am I?
What's this
What
about
was that other
YouTube releasing
thing?
its own Spotify?
I've heard nothing
Yeah.
about this.
So just
Yeah,
a
what
few hours
now?
ago, let me find the actual report. So it was announced.
Age of Empires, though, and then that by Sparky
YouTube
Ninja 4.
music.
Hello, Sparky Ninja 4.
Where are we?
So to quote Google, I think, music isn't just what we listen to, it's who we are.
Yeah. So
Then I'm a bit of a load of random shit.
the way it's being described here, so the YouTube Music product manager Elias Roman is saying the days of jumping back and forth between multiple music apps and YouTube are over. Yeah, that's right, because you're not going to jump to YouTube at all now. You're just going to stay on other music apps.
Does anyone really jump between them?
I like YouTube.
Only time I ever jump to YouTube is if it's just like a YouTube music video which isn't from like a big time music producer,
Mm.
so it's not on the things because it's like a one-off.
I'm literally just on YouTube. That
Yeah.
or my personal library on my phone or my computer.
So it's going to be. Is that the case? Let me just quickly skim through.
Hello, Heavenly Heroes. Hello, I'm presuming that's pronounced Tom Glynn.
So
Thomas, yeah.
it's basically going to be the same as YouTube Red.
Great.
So
Love it,
once
yes.
again, we will not be able to get it here.
Yeah.
That's fine with
Doesn't
me.
launch in the UK for a while.
No, they're talking about potentially moving into Europe at some point, but it's going to go to the US, Australia, Mexico, South Korea, and New
Wait,
Zealand.
it's going to Mexico before Europe.
It's easier to get to Mexico. It's right across the border. It's not across thousands of miles of water.
No, but
That's South
Don't they
Korea.
know where the people are?
I just sing loudly in
The
people's faces.
Japan.
It's not a bad trait, to be honest, Tom.
If North Korea gets it first.
Mhm.
That's a whole other thing. That's something that we will talk about at some point in the future.
Maybe that's in the meeting between Trump and Kim Jong Un. He's walks and goes, "Here's a 1 month free trial for YouTube music."
Would not be
I want you to
surprised.
was
On a different note, is anyone going to play?
Wait. I recommend listening to Raka Raka Ali songs. Imagine Kim Jong Un listening to those.
I've not heard them.
Anthony is now imagining people.
I'll link you after this.
On a different
It's
note,
so racist.
Apparently,
although
yeah, they
the
do.
Crash Bandicoot and Chain Trilogy came out for PS4, God knows how long ago, is anyone going to play it when it comes out on Xbox One on the 29th of June?
I'll be playing it on the Switch.
Xbox.
I am more looking forward to Spiral Reignited.
Yes, but that's not for a long time.
It's not
Crash
for-
and Spyro were my childhood.
Same.
My favourite moment was when the crash date got moved forward, and Game sent me a notification going, "Oh hey, sorry for the inconvenience, but we're moving the date forward." I was like, "That's not an inconvenience. That's
I hate
good."
when I get every now and again I'll get an email from Flyby, who's I'm flying to RTX with, and it's like, "Urgent information about your flight. Your flight has changed." And I go in the details, and it's like, "It is now departing 1 minute earlier."
That's a good
I was
thing.
like, "Oh, yeah, thanks for the urgent notification. I thought I was having to book a new flight." That happened 1 day before I flew it last year. But then they didn't send me an email when they cancelled my flight home.
You had your flight home cancelled.
Yeah, the
In the
hurricane.
storm.
The hurricane, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Catherine.
I remember that. That was a lot of.
It sucked because I knew I had called it beforehand and I knew my flight was cancelled, but I still had to pack everything up. I don't know if my case or not, and walk into the airport as if I was going to board, but knowing I wasn't going to be leaving the country that day.
That was actually quite scary because I did fly, and see that landing. It was.
You were just getting the outer effects of it though.
Yeah, no, it was horrible though.
Did you see the video
It-
of the plane
it-
landing in Dublin?
At one point, we were vertical. I mean, like
Yeah.
completely turned on its side, and we were like so close that you could almost see the runway scraping against the wing. So it was quite scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my girlfriend's house has solar panels on it, and they near left the house.
Solar panels
My
have
car
left the
journey
building.
home wasn't that easy either. I fell asleep and it took an hour and a half.
And then I just got a train and had no issues whatsoever. So I
And it
mean,
was me stuck in a country I'm not from for
And now what
A whole day?
Yeah, you were stuck behind enemy lines.
stuck in a nice 4.5 star hotel with free breakfast and free dinner, and
there's nothing wrong with that, really, is there?
yeah.
Well, if you
I
get
want to
stuck,
be home.
well, if you get stuck this time,
Sucks.
you get a free room in an apartment. So
So I'm going to speak in code for a second here. Did you manage to get that video set up, Stuart?
yes.
Okay, so we'll go on to that next.
Hashtag
That's
plain
that's
bants.
not
I
code,
like
that's
that.
just
Code.
being vague.
Best
So
kind of code.
It did suck.
we teased a little bit of the artwork that was getting done last week. We
No,
showed...
not that one.
Nope.
You haven't done that one.
No, not that one. I couldn't get
Do-
that done in time.
Okay, we'll just need to cycle through it.
Well, give me a moment then to blooming add it in as scenes.
Delete.
Okay, so there must have been
Delete
some other
Delete.
must have been some other video that I wasn't quite sure of, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, so what else can we talk about to give Stuart some time to quickly pull all that in?
Oh,
Achievement
we're
Hunter.
vamping.
Oh,
How's that?
Achievement Hunter. I
So
love that.
this was teased
Gonna put
what,
Bristol
a
here.
couple of months ago,
Yeah, a couple of months ago at least.
and ultimately I don't think that there we go. Sorry for anyone who's watching the stream there, as it just appeared. Yeah, no, Achievement Hunter was, personally, I'm going to be very divisive here and say that it was very much a one-off thing, and it was not something that I
Yeah,
imagine.
I don't think it'll work again.
I would love to see more of it. I really enjoyed it.
It was good, but it's not anything special, really.
What do you mean?
I didn't see anything.
Oh my god.
That was me trolling everyone.
Whatever that was.
It was a Jeremy Dooley.
No,
It was a giant image of Jeremy Dooley's face.
He knows what day today is.
But yeah, no, so if anyone else wants to say anything about their opinions on Achievement Hunter, please jump in because I'm more than happy.
Right,
It
so
was
I've got
good.
those
It
pictures
felt
set
like
up
a
now.
mix between $1 Million Butt and the old Ghost Hunter shows you'd see on TV. Like it had, I love the style of the $1 Million Butt when they basically recreate what they're saying. And, like you hear the different people talking. Like you see Gavin talking, but it's Lindsay's voice.
Yeah.
I love that style.
That is still my favourite style of any of that, yeah.
I can't remember who it was. I remember reading this as a statement somewhere. But the whole thing just seemed like shenanigans with a budget.
That's
A
exactly
budget
what
and
you
a
told.
script.
Well, they are basically taking the piss out of ghost hunting. So,
The thing is, if they do it more than once and it's not taking the piss, you are becoming what you're taking the piss of.
Exactly. Oh,
but
It was
just
basically
having
shenanigans
fun.
with a
there's your
budget and a
artwork,
script.
guys.
Waits for it.
Right, so there we go. So
So do I tell the artist I got a haircut for the first time in like 3 years?
Is that meant to be me or Gabe?
You.
that's you.
Right, I was going to say, it does look a bit like me.
So that is from left to right is Catherine, Chris, Stewart, and then myself.
That's
And
very.
Can I just say I look fucking amazing.
That actually makes me look half decent.
Oh, I do. I was there,
Like
Tom.
anything Like that.
I was
It's
there.
on my shoulder.
The national anthem in £1,000,000, although, yes, they didn't put it in video, it's a travesty.
It was in something though.
What's on my
Might-
shoulder?
It will have been
might
in
have
Ellie's vlog. It will have been in
Oh,
Ellie's
the
maybe.
vlog.
G-Mod pop one is amazing. Fun to watch.
Uh,
Just reading one of the comments.
Yep.
Siren.
Yeah,
Law-
a brand new prop hunt came out like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
One of
Everyone's
the-
Just going to bring those pictures back up in a slightly nicer format.
Seriously, what's on my shoulder?
What is on your shoulder?
Yeah,
Nothing.
the photo. There's something on my shoulder in the photo.
Right, are we getting these next ones?
There
to
we go.
appear?
They
There
look
we
slightly
go.
better.
That
Why
actually.
am I facing the opposite way from you lot and looking at
Shoot,
them?
I
want
can
to look at
change
us?
that.
Why don't you just have our webcams above our pictures?
Be kind of cool, but then that's all
If
set
I'm
up.
going to punch someone, I should be facing them.
Very true. You're right.
I'm just gonna move away.
But yeah, so part of the reason that I bring it up is they're now finished, so we got them in color. We displayed the image that we had of all 5 of us, but without any color added to it. And
Right.
I just felt
Fine,
as though
so
now
that's-
that we have them absolutely finished, it would be a good time to display them. They were created very quickly, might I add. I was not expecting them anytime soon. By one of the community members in RT Scotland, Sparky Maxwell, and I do want to say thank you very much. And I imagine everyone else thinks they're just
Christ,
as good as I do.
Yeah, I love mine.
I think I'd said when I was talking to her that I was looking for probably end of May before we seen any sort of progress, and the fact that they were
I
ready.
thought that
like
was
a
you
week
in the
ago.
chat, Sparky. Sparky Ninja 4. Thought
Yep.
that was you in the chat. So
other
thank you.
reason
I actually got
that
an
I brought it
opportunity
up-
to say
Kill
thank you.
Ninja.
That was the other reason I brought it up, is I noticed that she was there, so I wanted to just.
Well, now we get the opportunity to say thank you in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Legitimately.
But
Then
yeah.
Chris is yep.
So
He's
Chris is
sitting
Chris.
in the dark for some reason.
So next week we will actually have these images over the background
Well, that's
screen
dark.
here during the intro, and it will definitely look so much better.
Oh, look, Chris, there's a ghost.
No, there's no
Oh,
ghosts.
no.
It was
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, it's the Chris that the
I just
ghost
thought
that
white.
Chris. So,
No, I work out. Even though I work outside, you think it'd be less white.
that's racist.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
I worked very hard on staying pale.
Because you don't leave your bed.
True.
Now, there's-
Actually, I've been on my sofa most of
No,
the
I
while.
will make sure that you'll know it is 5'2".
Yep, there's not much left I personally want to bring up. There's just one final thing, and it is technically a little bit to do with an event happening on Sunday, and that is, of course, the royal wedding.
I thought it was Saturday.
Is it Saturday? I thought it was Sunday.
Saturday.
It's Saturday because I'll be missing it.
Is it
All
definitely
I
Saturday?
know is it's not on a fucking weekday, so I don't get a bank holiday out of it.
But anyway, so the big problem I have with it, of course, is the marriage will involve Meghan Markle, who is, of course, one of the standout actresses in Suits, and
Not what
I'm
it's
very, very much disappointed that both her and her love interest in the show, Patrick J. Adams's Mike Ross, have left the show. By the looks of it, they've added in Katherine Heigl, and she is an interesting actress to deal with, according to previous reports. So I'm interested to see how it's going to go. But the final thing I wanted to talk about, is there anything in the world of TV that anyone wants to discuss before we finally head off?
I
Okay,
finally
guys, don't
started
forget to watch
watching
Game of
Grimm.
Thrones next year to see. Yeah, boy. No.
He's not allowed to say any more than that.
Are you allowed to say that?
Oh.
First
Yes,
alarm.
yes, because I'm actually not under contract for this season, so.
That's fine. No, I just wanted to make sure that we were okay
I
with
think
that.
I've seen you saying it.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones is one I'm looking forward to, but we're still so far away.
I've not
Yeah.
watched any of
Which
that.
sucks because I know so many people who work on it, so it's just constantly trying to avoid what's going on. And even just driving through Belfast, you see a castle that they've built in Belfast for this.
Yeah.
A full castle.
So
Lucifer. Yeah, very
there,
true.
there was so much going on in that last season, and we'll probably sit down at some point and talk about what's happened in like the last 8 seasons and the run up to season 9's. It is season 9, isn't it? Yeah, season 9.
Chris.
Yep.
Are you able to host the podcast next Thursday?
Depends what my work is asking me to do.
If you can, we could probably get myself and Anthony in on. Cool.
No.
Or like me, not Anthony.
No, I can confirm right now that what I will be doing 7 days from now, I do not want on camera.
Is it 7 days to die?
It's drinking, probably.
Yeah, no,
I'm already drinking.
my profession, of course, is I'm a bartender, and I will be away on a sort of training course thing that is basically just me making drinks and drinking them and networking. So
Training course.
I would rather not have any evidence of that, shall I say, posted anywhere online. There might be some vlog stuff done out of it, because I'm away at a few different things next week. So we might have some interesting stuff on vlog.
Definitely anal.
Oh god, I think I'll be in Iceland, so internet spotty at best.
But yeah,
I'll be here.
so we'll definitely try and work out something. There will be something. It might be that we don't stream something. We might not stream something live. It might be pre-recorded, but we'll get something out there for everyone. Don't worry about that. Anything else anyone wants to discuss before we go into wrapping up?
Well, in breaking news, I just broke my pen. Literally breaking news.
Oh,
Oh, poor pen.
And on that note, but not the bombshell, because that would be stealing someone else's line.
yes. So this has been in no way a professional podcast.
Right? And no way is in a no way, Jose.
Oh,
I've been staring at the sticker,
I'm not killed
waiting for the moment to use this.
Fish, where do you live? It's fashion time.
Now,
That needs a paddling.
No,
so
wait. Jose. No,
That's a paddling.
no, wait. Ah!
We've lost Chris.
Where's my gun?
so
Quick,
I
wrap
do-
up before he gets back.
So you know what? We did have an outro video set,
Mm-hmm.
but then the cast increased. Did the outro video get increased in size?
As far as I know, no.
Okay, so we never actually had Chris on this podcast.
Yeah, but Chris is not here, so he's not here at the moment, so we can make an excuse.
so I,
To place his webcam with his drawing.
so I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been here, who has taken part in the chat throughout all of the podcast, and it has been a lot of fun today. We have enjoyed ourselves. I hope everyone else has.
Oh yeah.
Something will be here at this point 7 days from now, and we hope you very much enjoy it. Keep an eye out for all the videos that are going to be released on the YouTube channel. You can find the YouTube channel at what is the YouTube channel name? Is that the one with
community?
No.
409
is it
apostrophe lowercase d.
About this one.
I shall
Yep,
put it in
so-
the chat. I will put a link in the chat.
Outside of that, oh wow, we lost it again.
No, we did.
Yeah, so outside of that, we will be streaming every now and again. We're going to be very irregular to start with on when we're actually streaming things. A lot of stuff. will
Even
be
we don't know
pre-recorded.
when we're gonna stream.
And yeah, so keep an eye out for stuff. Make sure to tell us the sort of things you want to be seeing. With podcasts, tell us the sort of things you want us to be talking about. And that will do it for today.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to vamp for another minute or so that we make the full hour, but it's getting kind of difficult.
Yeah, I think we should end there.
So yeah, we're going to go and get ready to roll the credits. Anything anyone else wants to say before we do?
Apart from the fact that Catherine has a giant cup that's probably bigger than her face.
No, it's not giant. It's just a standard Rooster Teeth one. It came in one of the boxes.
It was deceptively big.
And roll the credits.